So guys, after so many news and rumors about 2026 regulations, we thought it will take a couple of more months for FIA to come up with a final car. Just before the Canadian Grand Prix, curtain unfolds and FIA showcases 2026 Formula 1 car. What are your first impressions? Before I begin, I would like to welcome you all. Please hit that subscribe button if you are new here. Couple of weeks back, we heard from Max Verstappen that in simulator the car was undrivable and FIA needs to come up with some different solution. And just before Canada Grand Prix, much awaited 2026 car was unveiled. First, let's see why regulation change is required. As we all know that Formula 1 is all about evolution, where if you remain constant, then it will not be good for viewers, teams, and if innovation stops, then everything remains stagnant, just like Logan's performance. This regulation change brings exciting races, helps environment, safety of drivers, and neutralizes the current F1 grid, which means all teams starts from scratch and going into season with unknown certainty, just like the dominance of Red Bull in ground effect era and before that Mercedes dominance. Let's talk about the change in 2026 car. A complete new car with different design philosophy unlike the current generation cars. Current generation car has outwash effect where the airflow is thrown out of the car and due to it the cars behind have problems in slow speed corners and bit in high speed. 2026 generation will have reduced 30% downforce and drag by 55%. By looking at these numbers, it looks like these cars will be slow. After seeing 2026 car, it reminded me of 2000, 2001 and 2002 era. This car somewhat looks like them, especially front wing and the rear wing. Let's start with the front wing. Front wing will be small in comparison to the current specification of cars. Their effect would also be less. What I think is chances of tires being getting punctured would be high as the end plate of the wing sits in front of the tire and in case of any incident the end plate could hit the tires easily leading to a puncture. Moving ahead, we don't have flaps over the tires. However, there would be some pieces along the brake intake covering the tires from inside. It will not have the Venturi tunnels like we see on the current generation car. It will have the flat floor and low powered diffuser. Flaps below the side pod areas are more in outward direction to channelize the air into the car's body. It will be more prone to get damaged in accident just like old bargeboard days. Going back of the car, bodywork seems a bit tight. It reveals the floor. Side of the floor doesn't have any work. It is plain. And by looking at the side of the rear wing, it reminds me of 2017 and 2021 era. However, it is completely different from that generation of cars. This generation of cars will not have DRS system, but will have active aero, which is completely different from DRS. These cars wouldn't need to be in less than 1 second window to activate them, as 2026 will have 50% less drag. These cars will have different modes which drivers can activate them manually. These modes are called X mode and Z mode. When standard Z mode is deployed, the element on the front wing and rear wing will open and be angled to allow cars to deliver greater cornering speed. Drivers can then switch to X mode, which is low drag configuration that sees that flap angle can change on both front wing and rear wing to maximize straight line speed. This system will be driver activated and available in certain parts of the track where lower levels of downforce are safe. The FIA says that based on the current discussion, they are anticipating it will be available for any straight line longer than 3 seconds. Now let's come to dimension and weight of the car. As FIA said, these cars will be nimble. Front wing of the car will be now 1900 mm compared with 2000 mm in current generation cars. Wheelbase had been reduced by 200 mm from 3600 mm to 3400 mm in 2026. Floor width has been cut by 150 mm too. Tire sizes remains the same 18 inches. However, they have reduced the width of the tires. Front tires 25 mm and rear tires by 30 mm. All the numbers looks huge in millimeters. However, I don't think this is much drastic change. Current weight of the car is 798 kg including driver and fuel and 2026 will be 30 kg lesser. Being 2026 car so nimble doesn't mean any compromise on safety grounds. Safety of the drivers is topmost priority in F1, introducing a two-stage nose design to mitigate the risk of detachment in initial impacts, revised front impact structure. Side intrusion rules are also more stringent, while protection around the driver and fuel cell area has been improved, and roll hoop loads have been increased from 16 Gs to 20 G. Last one, but the major is there will be a greater use of electrical power in 2026 units, with a shift towards 50% electrical and 50% thermal power distribution. These 2026 cars will have fully sustainable fuels. Although this is the basic design of the car which is given by FIA, as we saw in 2022 regulation change, there was a huge change in car design of what was shown by FIA and what we saw in 2022, especially zero pod Mercedes. F1 is all about innovations. Team will dig deeper with the help of great engineering teams to find some loopholes and gain advantage for them. Few months back, we have also seen Audi's concept for 2026, where we could see only front wing matching. However, lots of things were different, especially rear wing and two flaps below side pods, which looks innovative. Who do you think will come stronger in 2026? Just as Red Bull came in 2022. Let me know your views in the comment section below. That's all for now. See you all in my next video. Until then, like, share, subscribe. Take care. Bye.